ladies and gentlemen. Let's have some fun. My name is Ray. Last name is Reynolds. Write that down, please. Hopefully get a tablet and pen. So we begin. This is live. I always like live. I don't like pre-recorded. Well, I call, sorry, crap. I want to make sure you understand there's no pictures. There's no recording. I want you to write things down so you have it in your mind. It's not mindset. Have it for me. Now, I like goodies. You like goodies like $1 million and you like Ferraris, Lamborghinis, and yachts? Well, I got them all. Guess what? It wasn't easy. So let's give you the story about me just a little bit. I was born in a taxi on the way to Gardena Hospital. All right, the note she left me said as I was a girl, she's going to keep me. She threw me away. That's not nice. But guess what? I got to be with Mrs. Hope, the she-devil from hell. Her and her son abused and used me too. And this kind of sucks. So what happened to me is simple. I wanted out of hell. I wanted it bad enough. Your journey today begins with me. Tablet and pen time. What do I want you to do? Draw the diagram in front of you. Here's a corporation with entities. This means this corporation with own entities could be a division. It also could be a subsidiary like the Bank of America does. They're shutting down another 1,000 locations. Bank of America, Chase, U.S. Bank, Wells Fargo, even Sam's Club, Cities, all right, even Geico. So what happens next? See, your problem is you. When they shut these down, they write off on their taxes and they don't bring the pain home like you. You brought the pain home because you don't know how to play the game. So let's understand. I'm going to show you how to play the game and win. First of all, let's stop bringing the pain home. Second of all, you need to be a certified CFO. So write it down. Next, I want you to reprogram your brain to millionaire status. I need you to look behind the curtain. You know, I was kind of lucky, used and abused as a kid. What luck was, I wanted out of hell. It was motivating me. So what did I do? Every time Mrs. Hope dropped me off Redondo Beach Pier, 6:30 in the morning till 5 o'clock in the afternoon, from the age of 3 to 9.5 years old. I saw Marina Del Rey, Torrance Rocks, Palos Verdes. I saw all that money. I wanted mine too. I taught myself how to read and memorize when I was 2.5 years old. So I looked behind the curtain, what I want you to start doing too. Next thing, I need you to pull out your personal credit cards. Every one of you have brought the pain home one time or another or had a no shit day. So if you take your personal credit card, you put a sticky behind the card. You write down the limit of the card, you maintain 25%, never past 29%. I'm going to show you rules and tools that I created for TRW. They became Asperian years ago when I trained Ken Yarborough. We're going to play and create a line of defense. That's the ultimate goal as you balance your score from now on. Now, if you do what I tell you to do, and then you get these cards, your score will never fluctuate again. You'll maintain a 750 forever if you play the game the right way. So let's understand TRW stood for Thomas Raymond Woolridge. They made bicycle parts. Okay, they got in the information business, and in 96, Asperian bought them out. When I drew the first one of these, it was pretty simple. It was good, fair, or hell no. Balancing that numbers that I gave you with these two cards here, you'll maintain a 750 the rest of your life now because they don't fluctuate your credit. So the goal is rules and tools. But I want to get into the high schools and the colleges as well. So the goal is that I make the same mistake you made. Okay? Tablet and pen time as we play the game in two. So let's think about a millionaire building call. I brought in my first million at 14.5, and I brought in 2.6 billion of corporate structure at 26 years old. So if I got on the phone with you right now today, and we had a what's called a building call, and we're going to look at blueprinting your life. We're going to look at past, present, and future. We're going to look at your family. We're going to look at do you have a corporation, what type you have, and do you have literally 26 divisions, the ultimate goal. Next, we have to think about irrevocable trust. See, we have to remember something. We're going to plan to live. We're going to plan to die. And that's the ultimate goal as we're trying to play this game. So the ultimate goal is like your car today. Your car shouldn't be your car. It should be a division of a corporation. It's not the write-off. It's who's going to get in the bumpity bump when they sue you and try to take it away. The house should be bought through the trust. Residual income, very simple, money coming in. When I was 17.5, I had my 19 houses, going to auctions and all kinds of things. I'm having fun. They told me I couldn't get number 20. What am I going to do? They told me no. I transferred my properties to my divisions. I freed up my loan to value problem. At the time at 17.5, my bills were $1,000 a month. So my focus with me was $1,000 a month. I needed to get that so I have my bills paid so I can do something else. I created money coming in on a monthly basis. I don't care if you call it residual income or passive income. The reality is I got to $1 million a friggin' day before 2009 dying in a coma. So what do we look at? Cash flow for your time. You see, in my book, in my series that I wrote 45 years ago, Winning the Game of Business, I wrote down in page 6, paragraph 3, cash flow free per ton, because that's what I was doing with me. I was trying to explain exactly what I did for me. Now you can do it for you. The goal is simple. Ask yourself 2 questions right now. Number 1, do you want to enhance your income, or would you like to replace it? There's your goal. From there, you're going to have to get your hands dirty. What do I mean by that? When you watch TikTok, Google, and YouTube, what happens is all these people going blah, blah, blah. Now I'll give you blah, blah, blah too, but you get stuck with me in the beginning, middle, and all the way, and I'm gonna help rebuild your life. I'll do most of the work for you anyway. So write down, what about me right now? Every time someone's gonna help you, ask yourself, what about me? What do I get out of this? Are you gonna give me some knowledge that I can use and basically have some fun? Are you gonna help me rebuild my life? Again, teaching people how to be a certified CFO. That means a corporation and $1 million of cash credit. Simple. Here's the law, chapter 18. It's public record. I'm here to be CPA attorney. It says right in front of you, a corporation's a legal person. Now, I heard this at 7.5 years old, listening to Mrs. Hope's poker game on a Wednesday night. I wrote it down. They told me it was weird. Next day, I went to the Torrance Police Department. Next door was a library. I go in there and go, man, what does this mean? She walked away. She was rude. 5 minutes later, here's a microfiche. Here's a bag. She was a real bee. Now, I didn't pay attention where it said it may sue or be sued. So understand, I went back to the library for 2 years. For 2 years, I wanted to figure out how do I create a blueprint that does not exist. Now, I found out when I was 9.5, all corporations are free. You pay a little filing fee. So if you spend thousands for a piece of paper, I'm sorry, you got ripped off. You should ask for your money back on that piece of paper. But again, what did I do? I sent away my $10. The Secretary of State of California. It was $10 for a nonprofit. My nonprofit came back saying Helping Hand Industries. No problem. From there, I actually got $100,000 of credit cards in the mail. It freaked us all out. See, back in the 70s and 80s, people got credit cards in the mail without applying for credit. I got named in the movie Dave as well. What I didn't understand when it said may sue or be sued, I didn't pay attention to. It kind of kicked my ass at 12.5. I started the first Orange County Blind Center. The ultimate goal of the word Braille belonged to the Braille Institution. So I had to master trade name, trademarks, and copyrights. You learn as you go sometimes. So never bring the pain home. Next, we have to think about is what they said when I was a kid. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Well, the bottom line is I asked what that meant, and I ain't getting a response back. So here's what the problem is. Today, if your corporation is sued, they sue you. You're a duck and a sheep. Okay, that's the ultimate goal. If you picked an LLC, which I would have said, in my opinion, would be stupid, you don't need an LLC. But again, that's when people want to hide things and crap. Because of their stupidity, the Treasury Department came out with a CTA Act that comes in place come January. Okay, again, if you have an LLC, we'll teach you how to play with that one too. But again, what happens? They put your ducks in a row, get $1 million of credit, and never bring the pain home. Ultimate goal. So warning, me, I'm going to be honest and blunt. I'm going to tell it like it is. If you followed stupid, you did stupid. You're not stupid. But the reality is you might have did stupid. I'm Ray Reynolds, the godfather of credit, who's built billions of dollars of credit for people. From there, I tell people what to do, and I treat them like they're 2 years old. Again, what is our goal? Never bring the pain home. So the goal is the list. Let's understand. I would like to take time and create a goal list with you, okay, together over the phone or a Zoom call. I would like to break down the activities of that list, daily, weekly. Then we work on project list. When I was 26 with $2.6 billion corporate structure, I'm a person I can't be bored. I wake up every day at 2:25. I was completely bored. And I'm talking having the mansions and the race boats and the cars and the Lamborghinis and Ferraris and everything you want. But my wife calls this my hobby. I decided to help people. So as we play this game, you need to write down, all right, self-confidence, self-discipline, self-motivation, fighting through the pain, because we have a lot of problems in this world today. Your friend and family member might have ripped you off. The ultimate goal is fight through the pain. So I have a foolproof program you can't even screw up as long as you follow through. I've got clients from Arnold to Dr. Lucky, Fiji Islands, and the hospital we built. Anywhere from Superman, Gold's Gym. Okay, very simple, college professor, even people living in their car for 3 years. I gave them a raise 360. From here, here's Giovanni, $1.6 million. Karen built properties in Long Beach, California, in her divisions, $1.2 million in 9 months. So I even help people coming out of prison. For instance, this is Freeway Ricky Diggy Ross Gold and Platinum cards. Thomas was in prison for 26 years. Within 6 months, I rebuilt his life and got him brand new dump trucks. And he can make millions of dollars a year. See, your whole problem right now is because of your lack of knowledge. So let's go back in time just a little bit, okay? I want you to write down SS5 form. You got an SS5 form to create an SSN for your 1040 tax return. That's what you did. Unless mommy did it at the hospital because you were born in 71 on, because that's when Nixon took the gold standard out. This allowed you one number. Unfortunately, a bunch of dumb people start using it for credit purposes, which they're not supposed to. We the people. So the reality is we're going to compare it now, the SS5 to SS4. We're going to look at SS4 line 1. It says legal name of entity or individual person. You didn't give yourself more than one chance to try. I want you to put your hands like this, please. So this is SS5, SSN, tax probate when you're dead. The time of death at the hospital is for the state and federal government because you can't take things with you. So what happens is very simple today. They want to make sure no one stole your stuff when you're dead. From there, the SS4 is no taxes due to you're profitable. So based on your type of corporation, doesn't matter to me, we're going to create a division process. All right, and you're not going to bring the pain home ever again. But if you're a crook and you don't file tax returns, just go to prison like Wesley Snipes did. He went to prison for 3 years, $5 million fine, because he listened to his idiot attorneys and CPAs in Beverly Hills, California. If you write down irs.gov and 1244, you're going to find out you can basically do one thing, almost not pay tax and file the single filing with you and the corporation. Again, until you get to 3 to 5 million. Simple to play the game. All right, now Richard didn't listen either. Richard won Survivor the first show. He got $1 million check. I told him to leverage a reference 3 times 5 to 15 million. All right, he was supposed to keep 375 before he paid the tax, but he didn't do that. Instead, he pissed it away. All right, I guess he was too busy running naked on the show. 3.5 years federal prison, 10 years probation, violated that too. The lack of knowledge is why people do stupid things, by the way. So again, the United States of America Incorporated, they get 50 corporations called states, then cities. We the people, Supreme Court basically says a corporation's a legal person. Stop bringing the pain home. What I'd like you to do right now is write down division of me. Okay, division of me. It allows a corporation, you, corp, division, or subsidiary to be on line 1. I can build you a corporation worth $1 million if you allow me to, but that's up to you. So if we play this game today, division of me, let's show you one of the Lamborghinis part of the collection. Here's the keys. It's $600-800 a month. Okay, if I do it under me and I lose the car, they're going to report it to my credit bureau, so I'll have shitty credit. They'll report it to the 1099-C, the IRS, so I have double shitty credit. But I'm not stupid, so I wouldn't do it that way. If I bought it through the corporation, they'd say I own the corp, they'd still sue me anyway. The answer is no. I bought it through a division of a corporation. What happens, remember I showed you SSN versus SS4. I guarantee it is a division of me. If I have a problem, I'm going to do the 3-step. Write it down. I'm going to disconnect, isolate, incorporate, put it over here. See, you didn't give yourself a second chance. That's why you backed yourself in a corner. If I can't save this within 6 months under the Federal Protection Act, I'm going to bankrupt it and throw the sucker away, maintain all my properties, my franchises, and all the other things I have. All right, your banks and grocery stores get rid of pieces. Your problem is you allowed yourself to be the only piece. What happens is when you sign a lease of a building. From there, if you have properties, you want a separate liability, right? Now, remember, SS4 is a separate liability. And on top of that, that's how you pay tax if you're profitable. Next, we look at the Fair Lending Act. One card up to unlimited, up to $100,000 to $1 million is entitled to 99 more cards. How many would you like? You're not winning the lottery. You're not winning. You're getting a big enough raise. The corporate credit's how you finance the business. Mary's nice. Mary called here all crying, all upset because she screwed up everything. She didn't get to know me until she screwed it up. Mary's Ivy League education, a VP for Apple, $250,000 a year, fantastic. What Mary wanted to do is start a restaurant. She gave $10,000 to her tax attorney. He looked at the lease and got some options. Okay, it's good. Then she gave $5,000 to her CPA. Okay, when she used her $98,000 of her personal credit, she dropped her score, went down from an 800 to crap. She called it, so what did I do? All they could do is go, I don't know. I mean, a lot of attorneys and CPAs will rip you off, get their money and go away, and they don't do what they say they're going to do anyway. Mary's problem is her restaurant failed. Okay, it filed a bankruptcy. Next time there, since you guaranteed it because the idiot attorney had to do that, they went after her and she lost her house. Her husband divorced her 3 weeks later, says, I didn't sign up for that. If Mary would have saw me first, she would have been a certified CFO. The restaurant would have been a division. She would have never brought the pain to the corp or her family. The same thing you did to you. We need to repackage everybody in America. So I created Repackage in America. Got it? Look at your corporation today online. Find your corp, find your name. If you use your home address, please change it to a mailbox, etc., shared office space. Because what you did is you add yourself to the national mailing list, and that's kind of silly and dumb. When they sue that corporation, get to put your ducks in a row, they sue the corp that didn't sue you, and that kind of sucks. So why don't you create your line of defense and quit bringing the pain home? Would that be okay? We can teach you how to play my way. $100 million building, $1 million Lamborghini, one of the $5 million mansions in a $1 million race, but I obtained these things. Why haven't you? Again, turn these up, pay attention today. I like these goodies. The reality is you don't get goodies like this till you hit about 5 million, the ultimate goal. As we play, let's understand. I want to add you to my credit system to show you how to obtain that property as well. What is your goal? I want you to think about when you had some money. Did you spend it? Did you kind of piss it away? If you take $100,000 as you bring in money to your resolutions in your business is what you're doing, you're going to use credit, loan, and money. You take 100,000, put it in a CD, reference 3 times 5. The bank will give you up to 1.5 million. Your corp will have a division for franchise. Your corp will have a division for apartment complex and multiple units here. You're creating a line of defense. What does this do? It gives you financial freedom. That way you're getting 10,000 to 100,000 a month. So if you needed 25,000 of credit today, it's very simple. We charge 10%, about $2,500. But again, if you did it during the broadcast, it's $1,999. If you got $100,000 of credit, usually 10%, 10 grand, you'll find out today it's a 50% discount. If it was a Zelle, very simple to do. Ray Reynolds recipient, ray@raisecredit.com. When you get the money, why don't you start loaning out some money? For every 50,000 you loan out, you bring in 2,000 of positive cash flow. It's borrow money anyway, you write it off anyway. All right, so you can create your own line, ability to create a cash flow for your time like I did, and you'll find it in my book called Buckets of Money. My first matrix was 190,000 a month, simple. So I've been helping people for 45 years in person or online, having fun all the time. So you don't have your time. Your time has you. I'd like you to think about that today. The next thing is we have a couple problems. We're running out of time. Year's almost over. Corporations and divisions filed now. Next year, they'll be on their next calendar year, which will get a line of credit if you do it the right way. The lack of knowledge is the stupidity of man and woman. We're not stupid. Half the people in this world are friggin' lazy. The other half need to see it, believe it, go get it. So I got my radio show coming up, and TV show next year from January, February, and March. Very simple. What we're going to do is basically take about 30 of the clients and let them tell their story throughout the first 90 days. From here, what's going to happen is I'm going to take one of them that won $1 million of credit, and we're going to take it from January to the end of the year. We're going to show them exactly what it takes, and I'm going to do the work for them, and any piece they're missing, I'm going to hand them the pieces. That way we can show the world what can actually happen. The ultimate goal is like flippity-dippity and doing properties. What did I do? Simple. I got to the point I didn't like selling and flipping properties. The buyers are liars, the agents are liars, and the brokers too. Then the contractor that hires the subcontractor that stand outside Home Depot. Again, I got to the point at 21 years old, I decided to be the bank. See, what happens with you, you sold a car before. You should have sold the car and you actually carried the note. They paid you and you paid the note behind you. You had an income you just threw away. Sorry, you also could have did that to a house as well. So let's think about dissecting an apartment complex. Let's split deed it. This means an assignment of mortgage. From there, in my real estate system, a financial system, you can actually learn about assignment of an asset. Again, let's say we want to do residual income, passive income. Okay, what do we look at? Well, you have 14 states right now that have properties that are brand new for 100,000 below. What do we get to do? Well, the down payment's about $5,000. Why don't we buy 2 or 3 of these and create residual income? Maybe it's Section 8 or a real estate office managing it for you. This one's $75,000. It's in Texas. 5,000 down. Would you like 3? You see, your goal is to understand how to play the game and win. Making a money-making machine is not hard to do as long as you follow through. So if you want to sell, basically, computers or widgets, 100,000 to $1 million. I call this OPM, other people's money, Dun & Bradstreet. We sell on Amazon and eBay. There you go to do that too. So once again, you don't get these kind of goodies till you hit about 5 million. God's gift houses in the mansions in the harbor, properties on all 5 islands, all right, yachts and race boats with my name on it, and Duffy's too, and buildings and Lamborghinis as well. See, my point is I've obtained these things. I need you to obtain them too, and I'll help you do that. But the problem you have to understand today is very simple. Okay, there's no excuses. Here's me in 1981, highest kick, fastest kick on planet Earth. And every time I hear some idiot say white man can't jump, it's what the heck you talking about? I don't understand stupid. Do you understand stupid yet? Kicked out the lights that night. No matter where you come from, you can accomplish your goals. When you hear the word no, say thank you, walk away, and find a way anyway. You have the Millionaires Founders Kit. Trail books and CDs. I sold at the Bonavitcher for 32 years for $5,000 a set. There's that diagram again. What do we look at? Banks and grocery stores and cities. They bankrupt pieces. Why did you bankrupt you? Why did you bring the pain home in the first place? You never had to. Stop bringing the pain home. Become a certified CFO and repackage your brain into millionaire status. Now, I created my first blueprint when I was 9.5 at the Torrance Library. I call it see it, believe it, go get it. That's what I call it. So right now, most of you are treading water, playing it safe. I'd like you to write down 5 things that are a must-have. A 750 not care credit first premier. You need a corporation with about 20 to 30 divisions. From here, you need cash credit to $1 million. You need checkbook money and supply and vendor money to $1 million as well. Hopefully you wrote these 5 things down. These are a must-have if you're going to get to millionaire status. The goal is I'll take your corporate, hand you one for free. You pay your filing fee, a couple dollars. This way you basically understand to stop bringing the pain home. Put your ducks in a row under the same corporate umbrella, and I repackage you my way. That's the ultimate goal. Now, here's rich and famous people. I used to be the incorporator for rich and famous before I died in that coma. Incorporate a couple of presidents as well. But the difference is they tend to listen better than most of you. The ultimate goal. So as we play this game. Now, I'll bet you had your kitchen table meeting. This means you sat at the kitchen table with friends and family. Say, we're going to start a business, honey. And the first thing you did is you jacked up your cards, you dropped your score, you got stuck, you couldn't get any more, you backed yourself and family in a corner, and you honked your house. I'm sorry, I call that stupid. You're not stupid. What you did was stupid. Okay, the goal is to never bring the pain home in the first place. Today's date, 90 working days, fall down 1,000 times, you win 10. That's how it works. So winning the game of business, I wrote 45 years ago, trying to show you what I'm doing to create my $1,000 to $1 million a day. Page 6, paragraph 3, cash flow free up your time. Here I am in a coma, 14.5 years ago. We check out one of my 3 yachts in the backyard with a group of people, wanted to watch the fireworks. Okay, one was deathly sick, so I got to be in a coma the next day. My wife tells people at the office he's in a coma. My address at the time was Wedden Technology Drive, River Run Spectrum, 22,000 square foot building, locations in 3 other states as well. Here I'm in a coma, she tells people. Ron runs to the office with a U-Haul truck stealing my books and CDs. Tom, my IT guy, sells my websites and my phone numbers. Okay, so the reality is, who do you trust? So keep in mind, if you want to copy the 12 books and CDs, the office sells it for $499. If you did it during a class, I give it away to you for $99. That covers shipping and handling. All right, and the reality is, it's a write-off to you anyway. But again, your choice is do it later for $499 at the office or $99 here with me. It is a Zelle only. If you don't Zelle it, then you call the office and they'll take your card and you'll spend $499. Starting a business and running a business is not easy to do. People around you, I'll bet you had people rip you off, friends and family. They're going to knock you off the cliff. They're going to catch you. You're going to die. Hold your breath, please. So let's understand, for me, I wanted to get out of hell. All right, as a little kid, I didn't get a real mommy and a daddy. I got to all this BS crap. So every morning I get up at 2:25. Okay, all right, because if I didn't at 2:30, the abuser would get me. So the reality is, I wake up that day like today. I go to my knees, say thank you, Jesus, for another day. Then I go look in the mirror. I've been doing my mirror tests and tests with myself since I was 2.5 years old. I put myself in check. Your problem today is you have a good idea, you go ask your friends and family. Oh, goody. Instead of them trying to encourage you, they're going to interrupt you and say, hey, this is how you got to do it. Now, they probably haven't done diddly squat, but they're going to tell you how to do your own idea. All right, don't be surprised. It'll cloud your direction if you allow it. So your goal is to understand July 4th, 2009, all the goodies, in a coma. My tax attorney tricks my wife to sign a POA. Nurse asked my wife if I'm a donor. But I got a choice that day, go back and stay in peace. That's what Jesus told me I could do. I said, go back. So we all go through good and bad. My feel sorry for myself is 3 seconds or less. I'll give you 3 minutes. I moved 24 times by the time I'm 11.5 years old. I have been shot twice and knifed 6 times. So I got no excuses, neither do you. I'm truly one of God's examples for you too. Now I've got 39 books ready to get published this year and this next year. I got one called Jesus is Not a Drive-Thru. Being a Christian's a way of life, not a moment in time. Ultimate goal. Bite your tongue, love longer. Fight the monster within. Bullshit doesn't pay your bills. Fight the pain, fighting through the pain. So I believe you're stuck. Let's get you past go. I'll show you Lamborghinis, Duffys, and mansions. White men do jumps too, but people say we don't. More Lamborghinis. Race boats in the backyard, helicopters, U-Docks, yachts, and Ferraris. Just a couple of goodies I obtained. Would you like to see some more? See, I call this Ray's Rules. But I use my blueprint, see it, leave it, go get it. The ultimate goal. So credit repair, sorry to say, every time you turn around, oh, you don't have a card, that's why you have a score, this is that, this silly stuff. The bottom line is like the credit repair flaky companies. I'm sorry. They don't have a magic wand. It's actually against federal law to do credit repair in the first place and collect money up front. But they don't tell you that. They quote laws halfway. They don't tell the truth. Federal Trade Commission says credit repair is a fraud. The Credit Service Organization Act 2. You have to rebuild your credit. Understand that? So what you might want to do is basically download Section 611 today. If you basically have an open collection account, you have to negotiate. You can't be a crook, rip off your creditor. You have 5 ways to kill a debt. TRW is very simple. Thomas Raymond Warridge, they made bicycle parts, information bought out by 96 by Experian, and I drew the first one of these. It was good, fair, or hell no. All cards 25-29% rule. These 2 here, they don't fluctuate your credit. Now you can maintain a 750 the rest of your life. No more excuses. Negotiate. All right, all cards 25-29% with 2. Rapid rescore. I invented rapid rescore and rapid refresh 39 years ago. So I call this the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. Your first 25 steps today are pretty simple. We have to look at Intuit, who bought Credit Karma December 3rd, 2020. Credit Karma was indicted 3 times because they lie. But that's okay. There's no fund to help you anyway. But again, what is your goal? What if today, all right, you look at what you're trying to do like LifeLock. All right, I'll just tell you to be careful. They've been indicted 6 times. The last indictment was $100 million. So please be careful. If I obtained your credit reports today, I'd analyze them for you. I would tell you personally what you need to do, step by step on your part. I'd call your case number on a Saturday at 1:30 Pacific Standard Time in rotation. Here's that SS5 form you didn't pay attention to. It also says name to be shown on card, full name at birth other than above. So the ultimate goal is going to be up to you. SS5 equals SSN and 1040. You got your Social Security card. Pull it out of your personal wallet now. What does it say? First of all, it'll say do not carry with you, do not laminate. And it'll say, all right, don't use for ID purposes, and it belongs to Social Administration, not you. So what happens, your SSN is for your 1040 tax return. That's what it was for. Next, as we play this game, you get your first paycheck a long time ago. You thought the company ripped you off. Where's my money? They told you the IRS gets your cut, you get the leftover. Again, that's what makes us ducks and sheep. You didn't follow and you didn't look behind the curtain. So today you look at 1244 irs.gov and you find out you can file one single tax return with your corp and you, and it must not pay tax anyway. SS5, let's compare it to SS4. Legal name of entity, individual person. Your banks and grocery stores and cities file bankruptcy. And that's what they do. They don't bring the pain home like you. Your line 1 could actually be your name. You can learn to play and win. This form allows also banking and credit purposes, one per entity. Again, to play. Your corporation has 4 choices to do business only. That's phrase rules if you pay attention. That means you buffer tax, no taxes due to your profitable. Corporate credits, a write-off. Cars, fleet price, free buffet. That's all your corp should do under raised rules, but that's up to you. Your divisions, write these things down, please. You cannot take a picture and record. Line of defense, they're cheap. Multiple functions, buy at wholesale price. Multiple credit reports and separate liability for real estate. So your divisions give you the line of defense. So I get a division, history, tax ID, and bill credit reports. Instant ones for you if you allow me to. Next thing is I will guarantee what I say I can do as long as you're part of the program, you go to class, I'm following you up, and you don't violate the rules. In other words, you don't jack up cards, and you don't apply and crash or wrap or rescore. If you did, I would charge you a fee or close your case. You agree to the rules, just follow them, please. Open collection account, 5 ways to kill a debt. IRS problem, they have a form called 656, 433A and B. The ultimate goal for you. Again, step 3. Next thing, we have the ability to understand the 750 is waiting for you. That means if we analyze you, we do a wrap or rescore, we push scores up, we create green lights within days. What do you get to do? You go to class. What are we going to do? Wrap or rescore. All right, class is on Saturday. We're going to target a 750 score. You're going to spend $999, but I'm going to give you a card for $1,000 back to you. You're going to reimburse yourself. Simple. During a broadcast, I discount it to $499, and then the card becomes $500. If you maintain the rules and tools that I gave you already, you're going to maintain a 750 score, and you'll never bring the pain home ever again if you did it my way. Now, if you don't have a corporation, I'll hand you one for free. You basically just pay your little filing fee. Where we build your articles, also tax ID, and set up class on level 1 every Wednesday and Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So what happens for $999, I rebuild your life. I hand you $5,000 of credit back to you. If you invest $24.99, I give you $25,000 of cash credit. What do? We analyze, add history, and start popping credit as soon as possible. That's the ultimate goal. That package right there, all you have to do is Zelle. Or call the office at 800-254-9506. All right, they will charge you 5% fee because that's what the bank charges us. Very simple if you want to do that too, up to you. Now, the next thing we have to think about is this. You added yourself to the national mailing list. I didn't do it, you did it. You see, you're probably a voter like me. They sell that list 412 times a year. So what do we look at? Cable bill, corporation. Why don't you call 888-567-8688? Opt out 5 years or a lifetime, get off the national mailing list. But that's up to you. The number's right in front of you. As we play this game, let's remember step number 4. Next, what we have to think about is this. All right, what are we going to do? Plan the problem. You allowed a friend and family member to rip you off. You spent thousands on crap that didn't work. Sorry to say, but it's true. From there, we look at safety credit. Every card needs a sticky. We create a line of defense. then we basically understand the rules and tools, and all dashboards now say exactly what I designed years ago for TRW and Experian. 0 to 29 is green, 30 is yellow, 50 is red. The ultimate goal with that discipline now, step number 5, you can understand these cards here from now on, balance the score, 25, 29% rule. The other 2 cards, they don't fluctuate your credit. You can max them out $1 million as long as you maintain a payment. And your score stays at 750 the rest of your life. That's all you got to do. From there, if you had an emergency, what are you going to do next? You lose your job, have an emergency, what happens? Well, you run out of time, you run out of money, and then you jack up your cards in 42 days. And you bring the damn pain home. The bottom line is like today, if you needed $5,000 now, what would you do? You ask your friends, your family, the bank. They all say no because you said you need it. This card in my hand, if I max it out, it's $5,000 a month. No, it's $5,000 a card, $50 a month. The average person wastes $50 every other day. So that means today you waste $140 a week. That's $600 a month. Let's take it off of a corporate credit card. Let's write it all off. Let's go get 2 pizza restaurants with a drive-through during a pandemic. That's residual income. The ultimate goal we get to play. Remember, white men do jump. Nixon took the gold standard out in 71. Please write down and raise rules. I'm willing to sacrifice a division, not the corporate. My family have no intent to do fraud. That's what you should write down in a resolution as well for your corporation. Remember, this is have your cake and eat it too. Raise rules, step number 7. Become a certified CFO and never bring the pain home. The ultimate goal. Here I am dead in a coma. Sucks, ruined my whole day. Jesus said I got to come back. Google the address and find I'm telling you the truth. From there, I got to be in 2 comas so far. When I was crippled for life at 5.5, Jesus said, get up. I freaked them all out, got up. Last one, I got to die and come back and help you. So the devil's trying to knock us down. I can hold us down too, but God's delays aren't God's denials. So let's remember, I like to repackage it like Humpty Dumpty. My way makes a little bit more sense. From there, if you want a line of credit at the bank, they want your divisions and corps to be 2 years old. Corporation's a legal person that may sue or be sued. The lack of knowledge is what makes people do stupid things. Okay, the reality is people aren't stupid. The reality is half the world's just friggin' lazy. He lost his job. He's walking around with a stupid sign. This is ridiculous. He's not homeless. All right, go have a garage sale. Go drive an Uber, drive a Lyft. Take the kids to the church. They'll feed them. Simple. Hey, I'm sorry. I came out of a coma worth millions and billions and everything was gone. Wife and kids were homeless. What am I going to do? Sold the wedding ring, Rolex, necklace, bracelet. Created $16,400. Very simple. I have my 3 divisions of me, my 5 closet divisions. I built $1 million of credit in 6 weeks. There's no reason to stay down ever. Again, divisions give you the line of defense, what you're looking for. I'm willing to sacrifice a division. That's my line of defense, never the corp and my family. What happens with the divisions and tax IDs, I'm allowed to use it to build credit reports under the tax ID, Experian, Treasury, and Equifax. So we build you up and away. From there, you line yourself up, I'll line you up for checkbook money. Every entity is allowed to build credit. And my matrix, my first one I created for me, was $190,000 a month. It's in my book called Buckets of Money. Very simple. So look at your corp today. Please make sure you didn't use your home address, because right now when they sue that corp, they tend to sue you. All right, that kind of sucks. You can create your line of defense and never bring the pain home again. So every entity you get 1 card can be 9 more. The next thing is lines of credit, basically 150 as well. So 10 times that is 2.5 million. I invented daisy chaining credit as well. So 89 ways how to use the division process. You should have 26 as a minimum, 9 for profit, 9 for nonprofit, 3 divisions for me, and 5 closet divisions. That's the minimum number everybody should have under a corporation. Divisions are normally $499. Today, I'm adding 10,000 of history, and I'm giving them away at $99 each. That means I'm doing a lot of work for free. 18 and 26 is actually a little cheaper. But again, that's up to you, and it's a Zell. That way next year they'll be on their 2nd year. There's your Zell. Call the office at 800-254-9506. Use the card, they will charge you an extra 5%. I like goodies. You like goodies yet? Again, I got to ride with Neil Diamond a couple times on the Love Ride. But again, you don't get kind of goodies like this till you hit $5 million. So the goal should be $1 million of credit cards, $5 million of checkbook money. So what do we look at? Rebuild You. Then we go after the green, unlimited for 100,000, and Two Sisters for 30. Times 9, 160. There's $1 million. From there up to that. B of A times 9 up to $1 million. Wells Fargo, Ink card, Gold card. So what is our goal? Checkbook money now. The next thing is the bank will give you up to 150 to 250. Unsecured, as long as you have a 2-year division or corporations. These are my 5 favorites. The ultimate go up to $5.4 million. So again, it's going to be up to you to understand how to play. So the ultimate goes up to you. I have specialty classes on Saturday as well in rotation. I'd like you to think about what I want you to do. I want to build that cash credit for you because borrow money is not taxable. Then I want you to use it while I show you how to use it to buy your lifetime income. That way you build residual income. And having fun with that, cake and eat it too. Raise rules, become a certified CFO, and never bring the pain home. If I gave you a check for $1 million, what would you do? Everybody go, buy a house. My God, stop. That's crap. Your goal is to understand you only get to keep 375. I would tell you to reference 3 times 5 to 15 million before you used it. From there, I'd tell you to put it in the corporation, pay all the bills first, and pay tax on the leftover. By the way, that's step number 8, winning the battle. You get to play. So as we play this game, let's pretend you won the lottery. What's next? Okay. Well, what's going to happen? You took cash value, so you have all the money. You put it in your personal account, you pay tax on the money you gain. What if you did is put a division of you into the corporation tax ID bank account, and you ask the bank to borrow against your money? You create manageable debt. Borrow money is not taxable, and you now turn this into million to billion. What about that? How about we have 11 cities that filed bankruptcy so far? Corporations, 50 of them are states, cities, states. All right, states are states, they're corporations too. They credited Chapter 9 bankruptcy. You could have played the same game as well if you wanted to, with no intent to do fraud. Now I'd like you to look up bankruptcy today, SSN versus SS4, because I need you to plan the problem the next time it happens. You have an oh shit day. So as we play, add you to my credit system, which means very simple, build you up to $1 million of credit. As long as you go to class and not following you out and you follow through. Beat your doubt, run your race, get out of my way or I rebuild you, please. The ultimate goal. Getting past go because I believe you're stuck. Mansions in the harbor, race boats, all right, basically yachts, Lamborghinis, helicopters, and buildings too. I would like you to change your driver's license in the future for privacy, all right, to a P.O. box or mail-in address, but that's up to you. Next, I'd like you to look at your car today. The car you drive today, you got sweated for 5 hours when you went to the dealership. You lost 30,000, you got 9 inquiries probably too. That's not how you buy a car, by the way. The car should have been bought at Fleet Price Tax ID Division. And then the bottom line is as you understand the car. Remember, the house, 2 people on the loan, no. Lose the house, lose the car, they report it to the credit bureaus as shitty credit. Then they report to IRS as a 1099-C, double shitty credit. The answer is no. So the goal is on the registered owner of a car should be a division. We want to make sure if they want to basically sue, they get diddly squat. That way you protect your assets all step of the way. Basically step 14. So as we play this game, every piece of property should be a division. You don't know which one's going to slip and fall and sue you and screw you up. House payment offsets the taxes. Amazon didn't pay tax on the first 10 billion to trillions. Why would they pay tax? Again, that's what they get to do. Very simple. So understand there's no loophole. They're playing the game. They're playing to win. They're doing what they're allowed to do. He bought Twitter with lines of credit for the whole world in 24 hours. It only took him 3 weeks to screw up Twitter. Now it's X marks the spot. I think he's twilly-dee and twilly-dumb. He's not as smart as people think he is, in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. X marks the spot. Talk about stupid. But again, he took the best dashboard out there and screwed it all up. Now the banks don't like him, and some investors too. But what can we say? He's got all the money. He's got a spaceship. So do the other two guys. So you could play the game and win and join the club too. It's up to you. Run your life through a corporation or understand something today, become a certified CFO. The ultimate goal, if you need a line of credit for $25,000, normally it's going to pay you about $2,500, 10%. Today is literally $1,999. $100,000 is at 10%. You see 10,000 is half price, 50% today. It is a Zelle only if you did it today. From there, pay tax by a Lamborghini. Simple. See your paycheck, you're probably paying the car payment, gas, registration, insurance. You should be yelling no right now and driving a company car like I do. Step 17. I want you to think about going to irs.gov, get a hold of an SS4 today. Find out it actually says banking and credit purposes. But again, these are raised rules to learn to play. You never had to bring the pain home in the first place, be a duck and a sheep. Here's mama. 1971, Nixon took the gold standard out. Every woman does the SS5 form, has to, federally mandated. So basically, if you got a house, you did escrow, closed homestead, trust, right? If not in a trust, when they sue you, they take it away. When you're dead, you get stuck in probate and your family got diddly squat. That kind of sucks. You hire the contractor that hires a subcontractor that stands outside Home Depot. And what happens when they slip and fall, they want to sue you and take everything you got. My way, they get diddly squat. You might even want to think about irrevocable trust too. That's step number 19, by the way. But again, the goal is to stop bringing the pain home. Now, if you're a crook, just go to prison. Wesley Snipes went to prison for 3 years, fined $5 million, listening to his idiot attorneys and CPAs in Beverly Hills, California. Remember, all right, you can't be a crook. You can't play peekaboo with the IRS making a mess. So the bottom line is you have to learn to play the game and win. The ultimate goal, step 20. So again, what do we look at? If you want to save up to 70%, you can do that. Your division process, you don't pay a bill up to 90 days. You leverage money to $15 million. Borrow money is not taxable. You set the line of defense, and that's what you do. Step number 21, called blackjack. Looks like you get to win. My office in 2009, all right, one technology driver event spectrum, 22,000 square feet, doing up to $1 million a day. Locations and states as well, 3 other ones too. Now they stole my life. What am I going to do? Boo-hoo-hoo, no thank you. I took out my blueprint, see it, believe it, go get it. I took out my 3 divisions of me and my 5 closet divisions, and I built $1 million of credit in 6 weeks. I don't stay down. The following year, I bought my wife her next dream house. See, why would you stay down? The ultimate goal. 1,000 steps to millionaire. 10 the millionaire's founders kit. All right, you don't have your time has you. I like boring businesses, by the way. This allows us basically to understand if you took $40,000, all right, you could create a cash flow, free up your time, up to about $3,000 to $10,000 a month. 100,000 up to 45,000, 250, 75,000. So if you allow me to rebuild your life, I'll get you the money to get the honey. This property, they want $3 million. It's existing, it's all leased out. 10% down, okay. The cash flow is 300 or 13,452. But again, there's a problem. One of those tenants can slip and fall and sue you and take everything you got. If you actually do what I want you to do, dissect it into pieces, sign a mortgage, 76,800, now you can sue them, they can't sue you. You actually reverse the liability too. So real estate franchise storage units. Think about 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months. When you go to the expos, it's like something else, deer in the headlight situation. I want you to understand how to play. That's why there's a coaching program. You're going to own the entities, you're going to own the business, but you're not going to run it. Is that okay? The ultimate goal, like the storage units. We've got 2 that got 33,000 a month. We got 1 that gets 60,000 a month. Basically positioning that. It makes sense. That is residual income. All right, how about I wrote the book on dry cleaning. I did that on laundromats and payphones and all kinds of stuff. Again, that's what I did for me. The ultimate, maybe you want a Wendy's, maybe you want a Jack in the Box, maybe you want a gas station. Either way, it's an investment. But again, we go back to the goal list, daily list, weekly list, and project list. The ultimate goal. You should be focusing on 45,000 to 100,000 a month. You have a 3 months, 6 months, and a 12-month coaching program. Your goal next year should be $5 million. If you get into the 3 months, it usually aligns you up. 6 months, you should get your first location. 12 months, you should have multiple locations. That would be your ultimate goal, to get 10,000 to 50,000, if not more, per month. The ultimate goal. All classes, weekly calls with me privately, all right, and basically rapid rescore. So as we play this game, the goal is to understand projections and daisy chain credit to millions of dollars. The ultimate goal. Each one of these is $1,000 down. It's $600 a week. Very simple. If you paid the $8,000 in full, I add up basically $100,000 of credit for you. On top of that, if you did the 6 months, $1,000 down, $600 a week, you pay in full $15,000. I build you $250,000 of credit. The 12 months program is $1,000 down, $31,000 in payments, $600 a week. If you paid in full, you save another 15% to $25,000, and this means you're going to get $500,000 of credit bill for you as well. It is a Zelle for deposits, bank transfer, wire, all right, from there. From there, there's no difference between Warren Buffett and you. He's actually did it, and I'll teach you how to play the game and to win. The ultimate goal. Corporations, a legal person that may sue or be sued. Again, divisions are our line of defense. I'm willing to sacrifice a division, not my corp and my family. In the past, you sacrificed you. That should never happen again. The divisions are the line of defense, building up to $190,000 a month cash flow for your time. Remember, the goal should be 26 divisions minimum. Divisions today are kind of a giveaway, $99 each. 18 or 26, a little less. From there, it's basically going to let them be 2 years next year. If it's done now, it's a Zelle. And call the office at 254-9506. Keep in mind, what are you willing to lose? I didn't get a family as a kid. I got used and abused, and it sucks. Finally got a wife with 6 kids and 10 grandkids. Corporation, they sue me. No, thank you. Divisions give me the line of defense. We all get checkmate. We all get to win. The ultimate goes step 23. So I like Lamborghinis and big buildings. I like to think and be rich and have fun and reaching the dream to think to be impossible. I've been training people to be millionaire corporations for over 45 years, corps divisions, and to be a certified CFO. The ultimate goal. So keep in mind, never have joint credits just in the way. You buy a house, escrow, close, homestead, trust. Corporations are free. You pay a filing fee. You need divisions for real estate, franchise, current business, and line of defense. I tend to always give up to 10 times your money back in personal business credit. So we take away excuses, then you can write it all off anyway and have some fun with it. That's step 24, the ultimate goal. So here's your 750 waiting for you. It's simple. Analyze, rapid rescore, push the score up and away, get to class, don't fall and you want, $9.99 each. Use your $1,000 card back. Broadcast price is $4.99. You save $500. The ultimate goal from there, you get a $500 card. Knowing rules and tools, you'll maintain a $750 the rest of your life too. If you don't have a corp, I'll hand you one for free. You pay a little filing fee. You go to setup in level 1 every Wednesday and Saturday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, $9.99 down, $5,000 of credit back to you, 5 times your investment. You invest $24.99, I'm going to build you $25,000 of credit. And I'm going to rebuild your life. Analyze, add history, and pop credit as soon as possible. All right, if you want to get a hold of that package, it's a Zelle. Or you call the office at 800-254-9506. Use the card. They will charge you an extra 5%. All right, the goal is referrals. We'll build more credit. From there on the referrals, if you want 10% back, we'll do that too. But they better say your name when they sign up. If not, they blew it for you. That's why I give you my personal email address too. So remember, banks and grocery stores, they bankrupt locations, even Sam's Club and Geico. So what happens? You brought the pain home. Stop doing that, please. Become a certified CFO and reprogram your brain to millionaire status. Look behind that curtain and understand what we're trying to accomplish in the goal so that we understand the rules and tools too. We stay safe, we stay strong, we do our best. Jesus does the rest. Amen to that too. At the end of the day, we got to focus. Now, if you need to call the office right away,